We founded Paadhai in the year 2005, right after the tsunami. Instead of relief, our focus had been on rehabilitation work. Paadhai focused on education, training and empowerment of rural and tribal communities. Initial projects were creation of supplementary education centers. These centers used to act as community centers which would also provide some kind of tuition and training for the children. There were 20 to 30 villages which were supported by these supplementary education centers. All of them had one or two teachers who would spend some time with the children. From here we started helping a tribal school in their infrastructure and operational needs. The first years were primarily on education, which over time we supplemented with projects on health and environment. In the last 10 years, Paadhai has successfully implemented over 15 remote projects. Instead of growing too large ourselves, we work with grassroots level NGOs who handle field work in these remote villages. We have to really appreciate the dedicated efforts of each of these NGOs who contributed to the success of most of our projects. Paadhai has had tremendous support from the international well-wishers and donors. Without their support, we would not have had the constant funds to accomplish several projects. Going forward, we plan to implement a project in the forest region of Bandipur in Karnataka. This project would involve environmental issues where tribal populations would be employed on clearing wild growth. The project would also support a number of villages with education centers and health kiosks, which gives them information on most common illness and how to handle them. We look forward to increased support from all our friends and donors.
We came across the Vayanad Girijana Seva Trust, which is run by a group of enthusiastic, committed youngsters in a very remote area in Wayanad. This institution was started a couple of years ago by these people to take care of the educational needs of tribal children. When we visited this place, we found that in spite of the enthusiastic involvement of the people, there were a lot of needs, specifically in terms of infrastructure. So over the years, we have assisted this particular institution by addressing the needs of the infrastructure initially, providing classrooms, adequate furniture, and then building a state-of-the-art kitchen and installing a rainwater harvest facility. And more importantly, we were keen that the scientific temper of these children are encouraged. So we set up, in association with Cognizant, a science lab which is in function now and which has really been catching the interest and involvement of these children. Over the years, initially when we started this activity, there were about 100 children, and now there are about 200 children in this residential facility. And over the years, at least about 100 children have passed out from this place. What we have noticed is the educational input that is offered in this setting really empowers them in significant ways to take their learning beyond the confines of the institution. And that has been a very, very encouraging initiative for Paadhai. And we will continue to advance our initiatives in the educational sector by identifying other target populations and working along with them in terms of enriching their educational